liberty, and justice for all.
Please follow me in the moment of grace.
Agreement. Fellowship.
Scout walk. Scout instructions.
Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
All right, thank you. Let's hear it for this We just happen to have for Ethan, not a patch, which most Boy Scouts expect, but something better, a Boy Scout handbook signed by the Chief Scout Executive of the United States. Wow. It's a great memento. Yeah, you can eBay that handbook. Well, we have a number of special guests with us, and one of them has to depart early, so we're going to let Senator Bill Larkin come right up and make some remarks deviating from our program so that he can get on his way governing the county and so forth, the state. So, Senator, if you'd come forward. Senator Bill Larkin.
Thank you very much. I apologize to the Armistead family because there's some other projects that he's involved in and we're involved in at Purple Heart, and all of a sudden somebody said we need a meeting. And when Bill Kaplan says we need a meeting, Alan says don't be late. But you know, this is something special. You know, there's been a floating around of where the headquarters would be. So when you see somebody like Bob and his family step up, you know one thing. It's going to be done. It's going to be done right. It's going to be something we can all look back at and say, isn't this great? And to you, young man, your grandfather thinks the world of you, as he does all the children. See, I have 17 grandchildren, so it'll take me a while to none them all for you. But it's important. You're the future leaders of this country. You're the future leaders of this world. And you're going to be there to show us how to do it. And you start by being a scout. And then you're going to be an eagle. When you become an eagle, you're a target. There's a target on your back because everyone will say, what percent ever become eagles? But it starts here at the basics. We've got to get through all of that basics. But you need someone to say, what can we do? How do we do it?
And just stand
That's why your grandfather took
Just
this
stand
upon
there and hold
himself
it.
to help
It's all.
to make
Keep
this.
it focused.
And it's going to be his name is on it. So everything you do in scouting, everybody's going to look at you and say, hey, you better step it up or you're going too fast because this is your grandfather. Your grandmother's smiling there. She's got a smile like this. I'm going to have 2 grandchildren sleep over tonight, so you know how happy I'm going to be. But scouting, how long have we gone in scouting, sir?
50 years.
Okay. So, a lot of people ask you to help to do this or to do that. And I'm just glad to see we're joined by our county executive, Eddie. Nice to have you here with Jimmy. But this is important. You know, this isn't just a day to come over and have a glass of soda, hot dog, hamburger. It's also a day to exchange views to one another of how important this is to us. These are our future. These young scouts will help determine what kind of a country we left them and they picked up and they moved forward. I'm very happy to see everybody here. The unions are here. Where did the IDA guy go? Where'd you hide it? There's Jimmy. I didn't realize you got a jacket on, Jim. But I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You know, when somebody said, when it was first announced to us that this was going to happen, and when I saw Bob's name on it, I said, home run. Home run because he cares about people. He cares about people. He cares about what happens to scouting. It's going to look to you and that future scout right there, right? Didn't you tell me? Didn't you tell me you're going to be one? Right? So I apologize for breaking out, but sometimes your schedule gets a little tight. But I'm just honored to be here, and I can assure you, Bob, anything that we can do, we will do. Thank you all, and remember, they are the future. Let's make sure we prepare them to take care of us. God bless you all.
Thank you, Senator.
I'll take my order. I got my program.
Well, you can tell.
I work for Cheryl, and if I don't bring the program back, she won't know that I was here. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Senator.
You can tell we certainly have a friend of scouting in Senator Larkin, and he told me he's going to 3 Eagle Scout Court of Honors in the area this weekend alone. So he's a tremendous supporter of the program. And Willamette County Executive Diane is a huge supporter too. We'll give you a moment to say a few words if you wouldn't mind, sir.
You know, it's always exciting to be here at scouting events because of what scouting teaches young people. It teaches them integrity, it teaches them what family really means, and it teaches them how to help people. That's really what it's all about. It's helping other people, and that's even part of the oath. And they say helping other people. You know, and Bob Armistead and I are personal friends, and I'm proud to say that Susan, his lovely wife, is here. His children are here. His grandchildren are here. And they've been involved in scouting for an awful, awful long time, in generations. And their commitment to scouting, not only here in the Hudson Valley, but everywhere Bob goes. I can tell you he's traveled the world in many different capacities. And he believes in what scouting stands for. And their commitment as a family and as a business to this great building behind us, that's a true testament to Bob. They had other ideas until he started talking about this idea and this work. And all you union members that are here that helped this building as well, that Bob was very instrumental in. But certainly it's something that is a dedication today for Boy Scouting, the walkway and entrance, but certainly a true testament to the Armistead family and what they stand for. So Bob, as a county executive, I'm here as your friend more than anything. But certainly it's an honor for me to serve the people, because that's what I do. I serve the people, just like you do, just like your family does when it comes to scouting and anything else you take under your wing. You make it just a little bit better. So thank you. Thank you for the honor to be here. The Boy Scouts mean an awful great deal to me. And anytime you need my support, I will be there for you on all occasions. I can do that. So thank you. I think it's a great day for scouting. Certainly the Armistead family. So thank you, everyone.
And if Senator Larkin was going to 3 Eagle Court of Honors, I'm sure County Executive is going to 6. So, I mean, this really is kind of a family affair. Bob and Susan Armistead are tremendous supporters of Scouts. I wanted to share with you that we figure the entire donation of what the Armistead family did all the way back with Sam Liebman as the architect, Gary Schmidt helping out too, and all of the contractors that donated time at $250,000 to the Boy Scouts of America. So a big hand for everybody. This Armistead Entranceway, Armistead Family Entranceway, is really just another phase in the evolution of the Scout Service Center since we moved from Salisbury Mills. How many of you remember that? The location down there. It's almost like a distant nightmare, that location. How beautiful this is, the flag plaza that Ed Ward got for us of the Rumsey Foundation. And now we have the entranceway. Where we are seated right now is a future pavilion named in memory of David C. Cox. So we're in the fundraising stage for that. And then eventually we'd like to find someone who would step forward and help us name the building. And either in some sort of a in memoriam or something like that. But it's a fantastic testament to the great friends and the support we have for scouting in the Hudson Valley Council. And so I was asked to remind you all to keep having your lunch. And then at the end, please come through, look at the Scout Service Center, look how nice it is, go into the conference room, go back into the Boy Scout shop, buy some Scout stuff, help support the council. There's a lot of neat stuff in there. And now, without any further ado, to say some thank yous, I want to introduce the man himself, Bob Armistead. So,
the senator and our county exec, Ed and Jason. They've said a lot, and there's a lot of gratitude that goes around. It's not just about one person or one family. I mean, there was a lot of support to get the entranceway done and all the projects before that. The building alone was a major project that many of you who are sitting in this room, under the tent, I should say, had a lot to do with that. A lot of volunteer hours. An unbelievable the talent that contributed to all that we've done here at the new Scout Center. It's been phenomenal. And I want to pay special recognition to our building committee, who we meet monthly, at a minimum monthly, and who've just put their heart and soul into everything we've done. Not only the entranceway, but all the projects we did before, the renovating of this office building. There's a lot of construction and engineering and architectural talent that went into it. A lot of sweat and tears and a lot of volunteerism. And I want to thank all those that took part in that. I have some certificates that I'm going to give out to the people who specifically were involved with the recent project. Okay. Like I said, we couldn't have pulled off these projects without all of the help of the committee and the staff. And I know we don't have, I know Wayne Booth couldn't make it today, but the town of Newburgh, the building department, were all very helpful and supportive. The residents of the town of Newburgh, they all been very supportive of us moving into the town of Newburgh. So we can't, the thanks has to go all the way around. All right, so the first certificate of appreciation, and I want to read this, it'll be the same for all, but the Boy Scouts of America presents a certificate of appreciation, in this case to Sam Liebman, in recognition of outstanding service to youth, May 18, 2012, with my signature and Steve's signature. Sam has been our creator of all of these designs, and I can't, what would we do without Sam on the committee? Thank you very much.
Bob, we might mention Sam was instrumental in the Salisbury Mills project, which we sold to pay pretty much for this center. Yes. So the vision 20 years ago or further is what really has led us to this point in time.
And what was remarkable, that Sam was on board with us selling, getting out of the landlord business, right? And moving to our own place without the tenant issues. But Sam, you did a great job.
Thank you so much.
The next certificate, again, is, as I read, they're all the same, but this is John Speranza. John was very involved with the landscaping, not only on the front entranceway, but the entire building, and responsible for the grounds as they look today. Thank you for all that you do.
Does he have to pay for an ad for Speranza Landscaping?
You can buy a tee out on golf outing. Thank you. Another one of our most dedicated long-term building committee members, who I can't say enough, he's been involved with the council way before I was involved, and many of us here, is Gary Schmidt. Gary? In Gary's case, Gary and I worked together in the business. Gary's got a very well-known and large plumbing and heating supply company up in Monticello and in Newburgh. And the bluestone you see here, Gary was able to get that donated. And when we were doing the building, I can tell you there was a lot of plumbing supplies, fixtures, and
use the toilet.
Now, I don't know if many of you've noticed. I don't know if many of you noticed, but the sign at the entranceway to our new entranceway was handcrafted by one of our big supporters, Rob Ward. Rob, where are you? Oh, there he is. Didn't see you come in. Great job, Rob. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate all the work. Rob's father is here, Ed, who is also a long-time supporter of this council. Also very much involved with our entranceway was Sam's son Dave Liebman. Sam?
He's not here today.
Okay.
I'll take him home.
All right, great. Now, as many of you know, and as Ed and the Senator mentioned, I've been doing a lot of traveling over the last few years with our industry. I stand on a number of national boards, and a lot of times I couldn't be here for our building trade meetings, our building committee meetings. And I had to tap on my Newburgh office, and my ace, one of my ace project managers, who he gets all the dirty work, but he stood in for me, was Ryan Palacco. Ryan. Ryan, from day one, before we even closed on the building, he was involved with. So it goes back how many years? 4 or 5 years? Yeah, 4 years. Yeah. So. Now, I've mentioned we had an architect on board. We also had an HVAC engineer on board. And without Mark Fellinser's help, there's a lot of things that couldn't get done. And Mark's been very influential. Mark, come on up. He's been very influential working with Sam and Phil Huggins on working through with the building department and the code issues and the engineering and design issues that we had to work through. But Mark's done a great job and continues to work with us on the building committee. Thanks, Mark.
But he didn't say long time.
Eagle Scout.
I think I've mentioned all the trades but the electric. So without further ado, Phil Huggins, Vice President of Pareto Electric, is also Phil's also a resident of the town of Newburgh, and boy, he made it very easy for us to get through all of the channels and getting permits, and was a big help in plowing the way making it easy for us to get through permits. So, Phil, thank you so much. Well, yeah, in fact, he's on his way for a canoe trip with the Scouts.
Right after this, we're meeting
He's over here.
Legion, and we're going to the batting kill for the weekend.
Wetsuits.
Let me do Frank first. You'll notice that when you look at the entranceway, and this was Sam's dream, we were able to, they were taking a barn down up somewhere in Ulster or Sullivan County, and we were able to get some old barn beams to fit them into the design of the trusses and have a little more rustic look. Gary stored them through one winter, and I think we got involved, right, Ryan? We got involved with storing some of them or shipping them down here. This project has been going on for close to 2 years, I guess, from its conception and then the build out. But one of the individual that did work with us on the beams, we had to cut them and fit them to work into our Sam's design, was Frank Gilner, a good friend of Sam's. I know Frank's not here, I don't think.
No, but
You'll pass that on to him, and we thank Frank for that. Yep. Another key, not a member of our committee, but who really worked closely with the committee on the entranceway. As I mentioned to you, we have a lot of volunteerism on a lot of our projects, but sometimes that's not always the case. We're not always that fortunate, so we have to tap on some of our local business people, contractors, and in this case, who helped us out tremendously here, because we were racing against the weather and the winter weather specifically to get the structure up. But Ron Bloomer from Profex, and he did a heck of a job. He responded. They came in on, even when they were busy, they were able to work around the schedule and get guys in here to help our crew, the volunteers we had, get it up. And they did a great job. And Ron's out here today. He's probably busy working, but
He's in a wedding in South Carolina.
oh, is that where he is? But Phil, you're close with Ron. We know Ron. Ryan, you know Ron. We do extend our thanks to him, and we got a certificate for him. So again, great committee, and again, the thanks goes. It's not all about a lot of people are involved with the for the benefit of the council here, and that's really important. We have a lot of business leaders, tradespeople that have helped us build this center to what it is today. And there's ongoing projects. We're working not only here at the center, but we're working with Ralph on the camps that we have in the council. And as many of you know, we're in 5 counties, 5 counties across the river, and even into Pennsylvania, Pike County, Pennsylvania. And so the work is ongoing, but we're really excited about it. As I speak for my family, my brothers, my sons, our granddaughters, grandsons, they all have had a great experience in scouting. I know myself, my brother, we were all raised in a family that had a lot of scouting, just great scouting experiences. And whether it was Philmont or an international jamboree, the memories are tremendous. But the main thing with scouting is, as Eddie said, I mean, the foundation that it builds for the youth of our country. They're the future leaders of our country, and that's so important that we support this great program that's over 100 years old, and that's where our family made this commitment a long time ago. It gave us a lot in our family, and we wanted to give back to scouting, and we're so glad all of you came here. So thank you all for being here.
Bob's very humble, obviously, spreading the praise out as much as he can. But I'll tell you, in any committee like this, it takes leadership. And Bob has provided steady, even leadership for 4 or 5 years, however long this has been in the works. So thank you again, both Bob and Susanna, to your family. It's a great testimony to Scouts and our friends. And for those of you who have had the chance to see other Boy Scout Council offices, anybody been to a few other Boy Scout Council offices around the country like I have? I will put this council office against almost any others that I have seen, absent maybe National Capital Area Council with 1 million kids kind of thing. This is a showcase center. I just sent pictures this morning to the new Northeast Region president. They're building a new council office in Pennsylvania. He wanted to know what ours looked like. Our pictures are out there. You can be really proud of the work, and everybody can that's had any part of this. And it's still going, as you've heard. So before we go over to the ribbon cutting, we did want to let Jimmy Petros say a few remarks from the idea.
Yeah, it's already been said by our county executive and Senator Larkin, so I'm not going to take up your time. But the leadership with Boy Scouts, and I've known Bob for 6-7 years now at the IDA as vice chairman, and I can tell you his leadership there also is a great comfort to me and to, I think, people of Orange County. Just knowing he's there, sometimes I look in his eyes and know if I'm going left or right. So he's certainly a great leader, and I think we're very fortunate in having him. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so now Steve Gray, our Scout Exec, CEO for the council, is going to take it over for the rest of the program and the dedication.
Great. Yeah, we've got a ceremony. After I'm done saying a few words, we'd like you to come over to the entranceway itself, unveiling of the plaque for the Armistead family, and the ribbon cutting ceremony. So we'd like to have you all just keep it. We do have extra food afterwards, so if you're still hungry afterwards, feel free to come back and enjoy the fellowship. I wanted to also give recognition to an unofficial member of the committee that Bob has been working with for many years. That has been really my right-hand person in doing getting a lot of the stuff done, and that's Lucille Proya. Lucille's for those of you on the committee, Sam and Phil and everyone else that's working with us, they're the one, they go to right to Lucille and say, we need this done, we need that done, can you follow up on this? So, thank you, Lucille. And I also want to recognize the staff as a team. We've got a fantastic professional and support staff with this council. We even have one of our rangers from Camp Willow with us today, Joe. And we've got a great team put together. If you're on the staff, just raise your hand. I'm not going to do this separately, but thank you for together. And I'll just close my remarks at this point by obviously thanking Bob and the leadership you provide to the Council Service Center as well as the operation. Bob serves as the Vice President for our Executive Board, has been with us for many years, and he stands behind what he says. And Bob, we do appreciate your leadership and support to the scouting program in so many ways. We do have a golf tournament coming up. I'm going to throw in a 30-second ad for a golf tournament. We've got some flyers here if you're interested down at the Tuxedo Club. It's a great club. Bob and I had a meeting this morning with the golf committee, and Bob's giving chairmanship leadership to that as well as being the naming sponsor. So again, thank you, Bob.
June 18th.
And Bob is guaranteed it's going to be like today. All right. So you don't want to miss it.
We'll be drumming up support.
Don't want to miss it. I'll just close now by just thanking I've had a privilege of 33 years in the Boy Scout profession of working with some very terrific people, and that's one of the things I love about being involved in the scouting program as a career, is you get to work with people like Bob and Jason Barlow, Wilma Zupko, our commissioner, and others, and I should name you all, but I don't want to take all of the time, but the officers of this council and the executive board of this council are some of the greatest people I've worked with over the years. And I want to personally thank you for all that you do for scouting and for the Hudson Valley Council. So it's been a council, it's been a merged council of 3 councils back in the late 90s, and we are really proud to say that we've had 5 years now of consecutive membership growth in the council, more Cub Scouts, more Boy Scouts and Venturers than we had each year for the last 5 years. Our funding is solid. It's not gone down. It's not gone up a lot, but it's not gone down. It's very stable. We've just got done with a major gift campaign that not only helped support this service center, but projects at both camps and help us start the Scout Reach program. Eric Nadurk and his family are giving leadership to our Scout Reach programs in Newburgh and Poughkeepsie and other cities throughout our council. So there's a lot of great things going on, and just a personal thank you from me to you for all of it that you do. And for everyone attending today, we do appreciate your time and effort to be here and for your support with Bob or with the scouting program. So having said that, Jason, thank you for your past president. Jason hired me into this council, so
Worst mistake I've ever made. No, just kidding. Great. Best decision ever.
But at this point, why don't we get up and move over to